Good morning and welcome to day 3 at Jackson College with today's Region 12 Baseball Championship game between the Macomb Community College Monarchs and the Kellogg Community College Bruins. The National Junior College Athletic Association and Jackson College promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We appreciate your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Negative comments, profanity, racist, sexist, or other abusive comments or actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated in our grounds for removal from the facility. Jackson College and Region 12 wish to thank you for your support and cooperation. Now please stand for the national anthem. Starting in the field for Kellogg, in center field, number 30, Jake Kaharchek. In right field, number 14, Zach Kaharchek. At third base, number 20,
Day 3 here at Jackson College. Number 1 team in the land, the Kellogg Bruins, enter this game with a 46-6 overall record. And look for the three-peat, and it starts right here this afternoon in Jackson against 22nd ranked Macomb. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jack Vohwinkle. And we have Region 12 baseball in full effect. For Kellogg Community College, on the bump today is the redshirt sophomore Josh Midbow. He enters this game with an 8-0 unblemished record in the win-loss column and an ERA of 1.30. Best on the team, top 5 in the land. Around the horn defensively for the Kellogg Community College Bruins, Morehouse at first, to Ingelsman at second, Ham at short, Stickler at the hot corner from left to right respectively in the outfield, Bookwalter, Jake Kaharchek, and Zach Kaharchek. Nieto is behind the dish for the Bruins here against Macomb. The Monarchs enter this game with a 37-15 overall record, winners of 16 in a row. They emerged victorious yesterday against Cuyahoga in the first game of the 3-game set. They defeated the Triceratops 10-4 to advance to today's game against top-seeded Kellogg, who also won yesterday by a score of 15-7 against Grand Rapids Community College. GRCC and Cuyahoga will play later today in an elimination game to determine who goes home. But right now, still in the winner's bracket, we've got the 1-seeded Kellogg versus the 2-seeded Macomb. Bruins winners of 19 in a row as well. A winning streak has got to give here, and leading off for Macomb is Marwin Matthews Jr., the shortstop. Matthews, a batting average entering this tournament, .409. Looks to continue that and be the consistent righty in the lineup he's been all season long. He steps up to the plate and faces Josh Midbow. Midbow winds, fires. First pitch of this morning's contest at 10:59, a minute early than expected. Pitch finds the zone for strike one, and the count's even on Marwin Matthews Jr. Finds the zone once more, and now Matthews has to protect here with 2 strikes. Leading things off for the Monarchs. All-time series between the Bruins and the Monarchs, 13-1, favoring Kellogg. The last time Macomb was able to get it done was 2013, and a 5-1 victory that season. Matthews yesterday, a tough day at the plate. Able to reach base twice, both thanks to fielding errors by Cuyahoga. Other than that, no hits for him. The 1-2 fades outside. Now the count goes full. Kellogg went with the lefty Caleb Kidd yesterday, a Western Michigan commit. Now today, Monarchs are faced with the daunting arm of Midbow. This one chopped down the first baseline, making the play, and the tag, and the out is Morehouse. 1 up, 1 down.
Number 21, Peyton Rich.
Peyton Rich is now brought up to the plate, the designated hitter today for Macomb. Yesterday, a couple of singles, a double. Went 3 for 5 at the plate in the Monarchs' effort against Cuyahoga. Here's the pitch from Midbow. This one outside and high of the zone for ball 1. Midbow this season, now making his 14th appearance, 11th start. 9.5 Ks per 9 for the righty. Wheels, deals, fires, and this one misses the zone. Two-0 pitch again outside. Now Peyton Rich has lots of freedom here on this 3-0 mark. And a 4-pitch walk for Peyton Rich as he'll take the free pass to first base. Brings up Zach Grindy, the right fielder.
Number 5, Zach Grindy.
Peyton Rich continues to get on base in this tournament. He's now reached for the 4th time in 7 tries. Grindy coming into this tournament batting .312 yesterday. Was able to reach base a few times as well. It was a common theme for Macomb against Cuyahoga, at least early on in that game. Grindy reached on a fielding error in his 3rd at-bat and 4th at-bat. And walked in his first plate appearance against Cuyahoga. The 0-1 pitch from Midbow outside to even things up. This pitch cranked in left field, but just foul. Had some heat on it right there from Zach Grindy. No lineup changes for Macomb as it's Matthews, Rich, Grindy, Miller, Morrison, Diebel, Stout, Zito, and Leonard. Exact same look that they had yesterday. Same goes for Kellogg's batting order when we turn here to the bottom of the second. 1-2 pitch outside, even things up. Midbow is headed to Tulane to be a member of the Green Wave. Started his career here at Kellogg, went to Louisville, did not pitch for the Cardinals, and now has returned back to Battle Creek. Looks to take his talents down to Louisiana next season. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count now on Zach Grindy. Run around first is Peyton Rich. 4-pitch walk, got him on the bags. The 2-2. This one drifts foul once more into the parking lot and off the bed of a truck. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count. Macomb making some noise, trying to get a step on Kellogg here early. The pitch is low. Seriously important right here for the Monarchs to try to bounce on Josh Midbow early, who's been absolutely dominant in this 2026 campaign so far. The Bruin looks on, full count pitch, throw back to first. Back safely is Rich. Midbow's delivery inside and 2 straight walks for Rich and Grindy respectively. Have the Monarchs with a couple of men aboard and only 1 gone here in the top of the first.
Number 8, Aiden Miller.
Brings up the third baseman, Aiden Miller. He also walked in his first at-bat of yesterday's game against the Triceratops. Macomb was able to bat around in that first inning. So now we're going to have some conversation on the mound with Midbow for a shaky start through 3 batters faced here this contest so far. Eric Lascavy, the coach of Kellogg in his 20th season, never had a losing record. Kellogg has never missed this tournament. They've won 13 conference titles, including this season right now. 46-6 overall record. Winners of 19 in a row. Macomb has bounced on them early, though, as they've got a couple on and only 1 gone here in this inning. Midbow's pitch finds the zone. For Aiden Miller. 9 long bombs on the year for the sophomore infielder. South Lyon native swings on this one, chops it down. Nice play by the third baseman. Throw to first, not in time. Macomb has juiced them up here in the top of the first, and the Monarchs trying to make some noise.
Number 38, Evan Morrison.
Evan Morrison now up to the plate with the bases loaded. The catcher yesterday walked in a run in his first at-bat. It was one of 4 consecutive walks that Macomb was able to draw in that first inning. Here's the 0-0. Outside the zone. Morrison was also able to double and drive home a run with a sacrifice fly in the 5th against Cuyahoga. Now the bases loaded in a massive spot for the catcher here of Macomb. That one swung on. Big time cut right there from 38. Lefty steps up to the lineup here. Already Macomb has drawn 2 walks on Josh Midbow. Midbow 51 Ks on the year, the 1-1 outside. MCC was able to win the NJCAA East for the first time outright since 1987. That pitch finds the zone and evens the mark up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kellogg had to beat KVCC in 2 games to get to this tournament. They did so successfully, 11-0 and 10-2 in the first 2 games of the 3-game set. The 2-2 chop foul. First meeting for these 2 teams this year. Kellogg has been dominant against these Bruins all time. The 2-2 swung on, popped high into the air. Left fielder Bookwalter centers, makes the grab, tagging up and running home for Macomb is Peyton Rich, and the Monarchs are on the board to kick things off here in the top of the first. Buster Diebel now up to the plate. The Monarchs already hold a 1-0 lead over the number 1 team in the land. Josh Midbow has to center himself here and find his stuff. He's so capable of doing so. One of the best arms in the entire league. The pitch. .60 degrees even here in Jackson. The highest temperature for a first pitch of any beginning game so far that we've seen in this tournament. That one grounded foul. Feels like 51 outside. A high of 68 degrees today, which would be the highest temperature we've seen so far in Jackson this weekend. 3 games today on this Friday fiasco of baseball. This one swung on, chopped to the shortstop. Throw to first is in time. Ham able to toss it over to Morehouse and get Kellogg's defense out of the inning, but not before the Monarchs are able to plate one home as Peyton Rich scampers thanks to the sac fly RBI of Evan Morrison. We will see the dangerous Bruin offense coming up next when we return from Jackson.
For Macomb at shortstop, number 2, Marwin Matthews Jr. At DH, number 21, Peyton Rich. In right field, number 5, Zach Grindy. At third base, number 8, Aiden Miller. Behind the dish, number 38, Evan Morrison. At first, number 24, Buster Diebel. In center field, number 34, Lachlan Stout. In left field, number 4, Dom Capicini. At second, number 50, Brett Leonard. On the bump, number 13, Jonathan Mayetti. Leading off the bottom of the first, number 30, Jake Kaharchek.
Leading off for Kellogg here in the bottom of the first is Jake Kaharchek, the center fielder, headed to Happy Valley at the conclusion of this season to go be a Nittany Lion and play for Penn State. Mayette's first pitch for Macomb is inside for ball one. Jonathan Mayette on the bump for this opening contest against Kellogg. The 1-0 to Kaharchek misses. Dominic Cavassini in left field. The only defensive change made by Macomb from the lineup yesterday. Cavassini came in to pinch hit midway through the contest and now is in there defensively for the Monarchs. Diebold, Leonard, Matthews, and Miller, the infield surrounding Mayette. The pitch. This one grounded into left field for a base hit. Jake Kaharchek had a slow start to the day against GRCC yesterday and gets right on base here to kick things off for Kellogg. Zach trying to follow things up. Here his brother headed to Davenport, the right fielder for Kellogg. Righty steps in to the batter's box to face off against Jonathan Mayette. The pitch in there. Mayette, the Saginaw, Michigan native, sophomore. 6-2 win-loss record for him so far this season. Second on the team in total strikeouts with 55 and has the second best ERA. 2.75. This pitch misses for ball one. Now the count goes even. Yesterday for Zach Kaharchek. Had a couple of RBIs, a couple of singles as this one grounded. Play not been able to be made by Leonard at second. Rounding second is Kaharchek. And now the Kaharchek brothers stand on the corners with nobody gone for Kellogg.
Up for the Bruins, number 23, Jake Stickler.
Back-to-back singles for the man in center and the man in right. Now it brings up Jake Stickler, the third baseman here for Kellogg. As the Bruin offense, a quick start on Jonathan Mayette. The pitch misses outside for ball one. Catching for MCC today is Morrison behind the dish. That one in the zone. Cavassini in left, Lachlan Stout in center. Zach Grindy in right. Of course, that aforementioned infield out there for Macomb. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled away. Again, these Kellogg Bruins just find a way to win. 19 in a row. Only one conference loss the entire year for Kellogg. It came at the hands of Lansing Community College. Right there, Jonathan Mayette strikes out Stickler. Got him looking. A called third strike, and it brings up Tyler Morehouse. For Morehouse yesterday, he's also able to drive home a run for Kellogg. The Bruins are able to plate five to run rule GRCC, throw to second. It goes high, but a nice cutoff job from Matthews to keep it in the infield and prevent Kaharchek from scampering home at third. Nice defensive heads-up play right there from Marwin Matthews Jr. Count sits 1-0 against Morehouse. but a couple of singles as well in the game yesterday. The pitch in there. Kellogg, of course, wearing the bright blue uniforms today. Macomb matching that with the navy threads. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch is low. Morrison able to track it down and keep it contained. Mayette winds, fires. The 1-2 is outside. Count goes full now from Jonathan Mayette against Tyler Morehouse. Diebold and Miller stand at the corners defensively for Macomb. A couple of runners on. The full count pitch loads the bases for Kellogg. So the Monarchs able to load them up in the first inning in the top. And now here in the bottom of the same frame, Kellogg able to do just that and brings up Peyton Bookwalter, the left fielder. Couple of singles, a strikeout, and a walk so far for the Kellogg batting order. Now the lefty steps up to try to continue the offensive attack of the Bruins. Hitting in the 5 spot today for Kellogg. Again, no lineup changes from a game ago. Chop foul. The winner of this game advances to the championship game tomorrow. Of course, a double elimination tournament. This one. Strays foul again off the bat of Peyton Bookwalter. So if the winner of this game loses tomorrow, they'll have to get beat twice by whoever the team is that beats them. The pitch. He went. It hit him, but he went. And so marching back is Peyton Bookwalter. And a big-time second out for Macomb. Bases still loaded here for Kellogg. And Caden Nieto trying to put the ball in play. Nieto, an absolute cannon of an arm behind the dish for Kellogg. The pitch. Nieto this year, 5 long balls, 9 doubles. Those are his extra base statistics on the campaign. This one fades low. Now the count sits 2-0. Mayette's got to be careful not to walk anybody here. Give Kellogg not only a free pass on the bases, but a free pass on the scoreboard as well with them juiced. Base runners toying with Mayette. The pitch. A 3-0 hole that Jonathan Mayette's going to have to climb out of here. Nieto has walked 15 times on the year, batting .346 for these Bruins. 108 now plate appearances, including this one. 3-0 pitch. These Bruins bouncing around the bags, in there for strike 1. Morehouse at first, the Kaharchik brothers at second and third, respectively. And now Caden Nieto in a big spot here. The righty stands up, faces a 3-1 count. What will he choose to do with it? The pitch. Outside. Kellogg on the scoreboard evens things up.
Number 7, Gavin Inglesman.
And Gavin Inglesman steps in now for the number 1 team in the land, second baseman here today. He drove in a run thanks to a deep sac fly to center field yesterday for Kellogg against GRCC. Grand Rapids Community College again lost that score by 15-7. 6 fielding errors for GRCC haunted them as that pitch finds the zone for strike 1. For Inglesman, 36 runs batted in this year. 4th on the team. This one, a chopper. Matthews Fields, throw to first. Got him. Macomb able to escape the inning, but not before Kellogg plates run, thanks to a free pass. Uno, the score here in Jackson. We'll be back with more baseball. Lachlan Stout to lead things off here in the second inning for Macomb. 1-1 the score.
34, Lachlan Stout.
Here between Kellogg and the Monarchs. Jack Vohwinkle live to bring you all the coverage from Summit Township at Jackson College. Region 12 baseball action very much underway here in mid-May. The pitch to start things off this inning is low against Lachlan Stout. For Stout yesterday against Triceratops, he was also one of 3 consecutive players to walk in a run. A chopper gets to the outfield for a base hit off the bat of Lachlan Stout. Stout's stellar year continues for Macomb. Hitter usually known for his power bat, gets on base there with a nice soft chopper into the outfield. The freshman aboard with nobody gone for the Monarchs. And it brings up Zito, who has actually been replaced in the lineup by Dom Cavassini. First pitch in the zone for strike 1. Oh, 1 to Cavassini. Misses. Opting to go is Nick Caruso in a different direction with Dom Cavassini in the lineup here. Zito 0 for 3 day yesterday. Swing and a miss there from Dom Cavassini. Cavassini pinch hit for Vito Zito. And then replaced him defensively as well. And now 4 gets the nod here in the 8 spot for Macomb. This pitch inside. Lost control of it is Nieto. And marching on his way to second is Lachlan Stout. Dom Cavassini awaits the 2-2 pitch. That goes low from Josh Midbow. Midbow this season for Kellogg Community College has only walked 20. In this game, he's already walked 2. A chopper into the outfield off the bat of Dom Cavassini. Rounding third, then sliding back to the aforementioned base is Lachlan Stout. And now the Monarchs are in business with runners on the corners and Brett Leonard up to the plate.
Number 50, Brett Leonard.
Only 24 hits allowed all year for Midbow entering this game. Pitched 48 innings. Already 3 for Macomb here against Kellogg's ace. Monarchs getting loud in the dugout, and for good reason. The pitch, this one grounded. Shortstop drops the ball, flips to second, makes the play, no relay to first, and the run scores for Macomb. Lachlan Stout scampers home and gives the Monarchs a 2-1 lead.
Number 2, Marvin Matthews Jr.
Marvin Matthews Jr. now up to the plate for the second time here in this game. Grounded out to first base in his first plate appearance. As he now sees his team with a 2-1 lead. Made a nice defensive play in the inning prior to keep the ball in. Prevent the Kaharchik brothers from running around the bases, and now looks to back that up here in the batter's box as the righty faces against Josh Midbow. Righty on righty action here in Jackson. The 2-1 fouled away. Here in the second inning. Some more clouds in the sky than we've been used to, but nonetheless, play goes on, and Marvin Matthews will make his way back to the dugout as Midbow able to get the punch out. Brings up Peyton Rich, who took a free pass on 4 pitches in his first at-bat. Monarchs already able to plate 1 home here this inning. The 0-0 lifted high into the air. Rich is going to want this one back. Calling off, making the grab is Morehouse. That will end the inning, but Macomb able to take a 2-1 lead here heading into the bottom of the second. Kellogg bats trying to respond. The only ranked matchup in this tournament so far, trying not to disappoint, and so far it's lived up.
number 1, Tanner Olipa.
Tanner Olipa up to the plate now for Kellogg. They try to respond after the Monarchs are able to take a 2-1 lead in the inning prior. First pitch from Mayette. Outside the zone for ball 1. 1-0. Righty winds and fires into the strike zone. Again, the sophomore Jonathan Mayette this year. 55 total innings pitched. That one's fouled back into the netting. 2.75 ERA for the righty. The 1-2 pitch swung on and lined foul. Struck out 55 has Mayette this year. Only walked 16. What a ratio right now for the righty on the bump from Macomb. 1-2 count on Olipa. The pitch fouled back once more. Knocking back into the camera is Tanner Olipa, the designated hitter today and yesterday for Kellogg. Staying alive and protecting. The 1-2 from Mayette goes high. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Both dugouts making some noise here on day 3. Full count pitch offering, swung on and missed. The DH for Kellogg had a big day at the plate yesterday, but today starts off with an 0-for-1 mark as Mayette got him whiffing. Brings up Ricky Ham, who went yard in his final at-bat of the contest yesterday for Kellogg. Was part of that 8th, where the Bruins were able to put away the Raiders late in that contest. 1-0. This one grounded. Matthews trying to make a play. He cannot. There is no relay to first. And Ricky Ham's able to get aboard.
Number 30, Jake Harchek.
Ham able to reach on that error, and it brings up Jake Harchek. The brothers leading off this order had back-to-back singles to kick things off for the Bruins in their first go-round. As Matthews, a solid shortstop, unable to field that rocket of a ball, knocked over by Ricky Ham. Count sits 1-0 on Mayette. The offering to Kaharchik in there for strike 1. This pitch just missed from Jonathan Mayette, sophomore on the mound here for Macomb. So far, 3 hits for the Bruins, 2 for the Monarchs. 2-1 pitch is sent into the left field for a base hit. Jake Kaharchik able to get aboard in back-to-back plate appearances, and a couple of base knocks brings up his brother as Kellogg has 2 on and only 1 gone here in this inning. Again, Zach Kaharchik able to single in his first at-bat as well. Jake was able to make it all the way across the plate in that inning. That was the one run scored by Kellogg. Shows bunt and does. Down the third base line. What a bunt right there from Kaharchik. Are you kidding me? Oh, boy. Ride the line, my friend. Bases juiced for the Bruins.
Number 23, Jake Stickler.
Brings up Jake Stickler. Stickler struck out looking in his first at-bat. The pitch. Skied foul. Ricky Ham, the runner on third, of course, reached on an error. Mayette unloads the 0-1 inside. Stickler at third today for Kellogg. Similar, just like yesterday. This one roped into right field for a base hit. It'll be one run scored for the Bruins, trying to make it two. In there, safely standing for Kellogg, is Kaharchik. Ham and Kaharchik cross the plate and put the Bruins back up by one. Only one of those two runs are earned for Mayette, as of course Ham was able to reach on the fielding error. Nonetheless, for Kellogg, runners at the corners. Here with Morehouse at the plate. Morehouse reached base, drawing a walk in his first plate appearance so far. The Bruins have retaken lead here in this second inning. A high-scoring affair so far. The pitch, fouled back. Kellogg Community College Bruins aiming for the three-peats. Trying to do that for the first time since GRCC did it in the early 2000s. The 0-2 pitch in the zone. And they got him looking. Morehouse goes down, staring at it, fly right by. Runner advances to second, though. Now there's two in scoring position with two gone for Peyton Bookwalter. Already 4 strikeouts here in this Kellogg batting order. 2 swinging, 2 looking. The pitch. Bookwalter struck out swinging in his last at-bat. He was hit by the pitch, but he went anyway and walked back to the dugout. Oh, 1 pitch. Mayette now up to 52 pitches. 30 of them have been strikes. Only just in this second inning. The 1-1 swung on and whiffed. .11:43 the current time. The pitch is lifted into left field and just foul. That would have been serious trouble for Cabasini out and left. Nonetheless, it goes foul and a long, loud strike off the bat of Bookwalter. Bookwalter this year, 36 total extra base hits. This pitch, down low. got 25 doubles, which leads this Bruins squad. 10 home runs as well, which is third on the team. He's driven home 55 runners across the plate this year. The 2-2 is outside. Bookwalter out and left defensively for the Bruins. Covers a lot of ground out there in that spot. This one, a chopper to the second baseman Leonard. Throw to Diebel at first, in time. Kellogg able to take the lead, but Macomb gets out of the inning. Now the Bruins lead 3-2 here in Jackson. Solid stuff so far between the number 1 team in the land and the 22nd ranked team in the land, and that is sure to continue. Stick around for more baseball. Next from Region 12. Back here in Jackson, 3-2 the score, favoring the Bruins, but Macomb trying to keep pace. And right now, Zach Grindy up to the plate for the second time. The lefty steps up after walking in his first at-bat. Chops this first pitch of the at-bat foul down the first base line. Already 5 hits today for Macomb. 3 for Kellogg. The pitch outside. Kellogg was able to strike in the most recent inning. One ball, one strike. This one chopped down the first base line, but foul again. One-two count here against Grindy. This one misses. Region 12 baseball action here in Jackson. 2-2 pitch. In the dirt again. Grindy working the count just like he did in his first at-bat as he's faced with the mark full once more. Similar situation early on for Grindy. This one chopped into the gap to left field and a base hit for the right fielder. Able to get aboard 2 times in as many tries here in this late morning contest. Aiden Miller was also able to get on base in his first appearance of the day, as he singled early on. To put a couple of runners in the scoring position for Macomb that ultimately resulted in one run being scored. This pitch, grounded, misplayed by the shortstop in Ham. Scampering back to second. This could be trouble, but he's back safely. Is Zach Grindy. Ricky Ham misplayed the ball.
Number 38, Evan Morrison.
He got himself out of position, but lucky for the Bruins. Still a runner on first and second. Nobody gone, as Zach Grindy was not able to advance. Miller officially ruled as a single, so back-to-back first base knocks for him in this game. Caught in a foul back for Evan Morrison. He drove home the first run of the game here in this contest. Sacrifice fly deep over to the left. On deck for Macomb, Buster Diebel. Right now, Morrison trying to work the plate here against Josh Midbow. Midbow again, an 8-0, unblemished record on the year, an ERA of 1.30. Filthy stuff from the ace of Kellogg. This pitch, though, misses outside. Five hits apiece now. As Midbow only allowed 24 hits coming into this game, already 5 in this game in the third. The pitch is low. Midbow stuff tops out at around 92. He hovers around the 88-90 mark so far this year. He's got a filthy off-speed set as this one misses the zone, and now a 3-1 hitter's count for Evan Morrison. Macomb trying to keep themselves afloat and stay to par with the number one team in the land. This pitch will help them do just that as the bases are loaded for the second time this game for the Monarchs.
Number 24, Buster Diebel.
Buster Diebel in a big spot here as they are juiced for MCC with nobody gone. And already some action over in the pen for the Bruins.
I feel so close to you right now, it's a force field. I wear my heart up on my sleeve like a big deal. Your love pours down on me.
Conversation happening right now for Josh Midbow. Again, headed to Tulane after this season. Started his career at Kellogg, then transferred to Louisville. Did not see action for the Cardinals, and then decided to come back here to kickstart his career at Kellogg. The aforementioned action in the pen is Ty Jenkins, who also came into relief last game for Kellogg Community College against Grand Rapids. See how much longer Midbow's in the game. Bases loaded, nobody gone. Here in a massive spot for Macomb. Diebel fouls that one away. Monarchs getting loud. For good reason, as the bases are juiced. Buster Diebel grounded out in his first at-bat. Trying to put the ball in play here to drive home a run or two. This pitch misses the zone. One from Midbow. This one lined foul right into the dugout of Macomb. Oh, my. Serious heat. As the Monarchs ducked in a row to make sure that nobody got belted by that baseball. Count sits 1-2. 1-2 count now for Buster Diebel. Bases are loaded. This one fouled away again. Midbow up to 60 pitches now on the afternoon. 1-2 to Diebel. This one's cranked out to center. It could get down, and it will. Kaharchik makes a play on the ball. Running home safely is Zach Grindy. And we've got action on the scoreboard as we are tied here in Jackson.
Number 34, Lachlan Stout.
What an at-bat right there for Buster Diebel. Patience, 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 paying off as he sends one into center and drives home a run to tie the game at 3. Lachlan Stout, this one, what a play by the third baseman Stickler. Throw home, did he get him? He did. And I don't know if that's the right call. We may have some conversation. And they are going to say that he did.
Number 4, Dom Kivasini.
Nieto able to make the play at home. What a play right there from Stickler. Tossing it down to Nieto. Able to reposition himself and knock out the runner for Macomb. The pitch. Bases still loaded now. Only one away. Talk about the play from Stickler at third. Jake Stickler. Count now sits 1-0 on Dom Cavazzini. He singled in his first at-bat. The pitch inside the zone. Cavazzini in the 8 spot today for Macomb. Came in as a pinch hitter in the last game. The 1-1. That one settles just outside the zone. Bases still loaded for the Monarchs in a tie game, 3-3 here in the third. The pitch, skied, popped into the air, settling underneath it. Inglesman called off by Kaharchik, running up, running on, and keeping the runners put.
Number 50, Brett Leonard.
Brett Leonard drove home a run, reached on a fielder's choice after the play was made to second for Macomb in his first at-bat. Already 1 run scored in this inning. Leonard, a chopper to the third baseman, mishandles it, can't throw as he falls down in Stickler. Oh man, Macomb able to plate a run and take the lead after Stickler mishandled and then fell down.
Number 2,
Chipping away and taking the lead are the Monarchs. That one had some heat off the bat from Brett Leonard, and Jake Stickler couldn't handle it. Bases still juiced, and 2 gone. Run comes home as Marwin Matthews steps up to the plate and fouls that one away. He's had no for 2 days so far. He grounded out in his first at-bat and struck out looking in his second. The pitch inside the zone. Now the count sits 0-2 on the shortstop of Macomb. Monarchs with a 4-3 lead here over the number 1 team in the entire country. Macomb's winner of 16 straight. Kellogg's winner of 19 straight. The 0-2 pitch is high. Marwin Matthews Jr., the team leader in batting average, swings on this one, pops it foul. Tracking, trying to make the catch almost successfully, but just out of reach of Morehouse down that first base foul line. Count sits 1-2 still in favor of Midbow against Matthews. Nick Caruso trying to take down Kellogg. And give the Monarchs their first win against these mighty Bruins since 2013. The 1-2 pitch is chopped, too short, relay to first in time. Kellogg able to chop their way out of the inning, but not before Macomb is able to take the lead 4-3. Bottom of the third coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Region 12 baseball in full effect here in Summit Township.
Number 25, Caden Nieto.
Caden Nieto, the catcher. He made the great play off the throw from Stickler defensively earlier on for Kellogg. Now stands tall in the batter's box to face off against Jonathan Mayette, and this first pitch is grounded right up the middle for a base hit. Nieto's aboard for the second time this afternoon.
Number 7, Gavin Inglesman.
Gavin Inglesman now up for Kellogg. Inglesman, first pitch in there for strike one. Inglesman grounded out to third base in his first at bat. The 0-1 chops it into the outfield and left for a base hit. Inglesman aboard. 2 up, 2 on, no gone here for Kellogg.
Number 1, Tanner Olipa.
Tanner Olipa, the designated hitter, struck out in his first at bat. Seven hits for Kellogg now. 6 for Macomb. This one knocks him in the noggin. He is going to talk things over with a couple people before advancing to first. Jonathan Mayette lost control on that pitch, and it will load them up with nobody gone in this inning for Kellogg. Macomb's offense has been full throttle so far. 4 runs here through 3. But unfortunately is making his way is Tanner Olipa to first base. Unfortunately for Macomb, Kellogg has been able to load the bases now twice in 2 occurrences in this game. Macomb finds themselves up by 1. Kellogg threatening here. Ricky Ham up to the plate, and he did go deep in their game a day ago. Ham, big time cut and a miss. Nieto, Inglesman, Olipa, the base runners, as this pitch goes high. 1-1. Just missed. Got this game, one at 2:30 and one at 6 to complete our 6 games in 2-day stretch here in Jackson. The pitch up high. Mayette's got to be careful now to not walk in a run and give Kellogg another free advantage on the scoreboard. Base runners toying with him. The 3-1 in there to load the count up. Loaded bags, loaded count here for Jonathan Mayette. Ball to leather, winds and fires, swung on and missed. Ricky Ham sent back.
Number 30, Jake Kaharchik.
Jake Kaharchik now, a couple of singles so far in this game. As the bases are juiced now for the top of the order of Kellogg. Nobody out in the pen for Macomb. Ty Jenkins was warming up for Kellogg earlier. Pat in the back, some reassurance from the infield. Jonathan Mayette's going to stay out there. Try to wheel and deal his way out of this jam here. Bases juiced with one gone in a 4-3 game favoring Macomb. And Jake Kaharchik, 2 for 2 on the day. Already a nice showing in the batter's box for him. First pitch finds the zone. An hour into this contest. 0-1 pitch. Ducking out of the way is Kaharchik. Kaharchik steps up. Bases loaded. 1-1 is chopped into the glove of the third baseman. Throw to the plate is not made in time or corralled by Morrison. Kellogg ties the game.
Number 14, Zach Kaharchik.
Game now sits tied. Bruins 4, Monarchs 4. This pitch grounded, but foul. Here in the third, Kellogg threatening. Bases juiced. Only strikeout in this inning was the Ricky Ham whiff and a miss. And that one, another cut by Kaharchik. Zach so far has reached on a single in both at-bats and had that fantastic bunt in his second plate appearance. And that bad boy just rode the line and stayed fair the entire time. Picture perfect bunt. Chef's kiss from Zach Kaharchik. Now faced with the 1-2 count with the bases juiced. The pitch swung on and missed. Mayette found his rhythm against Kaharchik. Jake Stickler struck out looking in his first at-bat and then had a 2 RBI, 1-out single in his second. The pitch in there for strike one. For Mayette now 75 pitches thrown, 44 of them strikes. 0-1, drop down in the dirt. Count goes even here with 2 away. I'll say the 4-4 score on the scoreboard. Very interesting considering the fact as to how many times these bases have been loaded for both teams in this contest so far. The 1-1. This one, a chopper into the glove of Mayette. The flip to first in time. And once more, the bases juiced, and Macomb only surrenders 1 run to Kellogg. Scores 4-4 here in Jackson. We'll be back with more Region 12 baseball in a moment. Stick around.
Number 21, Peyton Rich.
Peyton Rich up to the plate now for Macomb in a 4-4 game. Jack Vohwinkle here live to bring you all the action from Region 12. As our tournament plays on here at Jackson College. In there for a strike. One ball, one strike, the pitch to Rich. Peyton Rich reached his first at-bat in a 4-pitch walk and then popped up to the first baseman in his second. Again, the winner of this game moves on to play in tomorrow's championship game at 1 p.m. against an opponent that's to be determined. The 2-1 is lined to the third baseman, Stickler. He can jump up in the air and make plays. He can make a firing throw down to home. He can do it all. Jake Stickler. Zach Grindy, he's reached in both plate appearances so far. Walked in his first, singled in his second. On deck is Aiden Miller, who's also had a couple of base knocks for Macomb here so far. The pitch. In there just on that bottom corner. Cuyahoga taking on Grand Rapids in an elimination game at 2:30 after this. The 1-1, did he go? No. And then the winner of the 2:30 game between the Triceratops and Raiders will play the loser of this game at 6 p.m. tonight in an elimination game. 2-1 is cranked out to left. This one's deep, but foul. If that would have stayed fair, that would have been gone. Nonetheless, another loud, long strike off the bat of Zach Grindy. Macomb, Kellogg, 4-4. Pitch from mid-bow is whiffed and missed. Goes down swinging to Zach Grindy and brings up Aiden Miller.
Number 8, Aiden Miller.
Miller at third base today for Macomb. Nine long balls on the year for Miller, which leads this team. Native of South Lyon, Michigan, batting .333 on the campaign. Sophomore infielder looks on. First pitch in the zone. Stands 6'1" of that batter's box here. Does number 8 in the Macomb jersey. No balls. One strike. This one, a chopper into the glove of mid-bow. The flip to Morehouse at first is in time. Rich, Grindy, Miller go down in order as Kellogg is able to escape the fourth. We'll be back with more in a moment. Don't go anywhere. 4-4 game here between the Bruins and the Monarchs.
Put your hands up.
Number 8, Tyler Morehouse.
Tyler Morehouse, who just was on the receiving end of the most recent defensive play for Kellogg, up to bat now for the Bruins. Jonathan Mayette so far in this game has 6 strikeouts. His season high is 9. He did it on 2 occasions, once in early March and once in early April. The April game on April 2nd against Mott Community College, he was able to strike out 9 in the winning effort. 0-1 count now from Mayette, fouled back. Oh, 2 swung on, drop third strike, easy toss down to first from Morrison to D-Bull. And Morehouse goes down swinging. 7 strikeouts now, 4-14 for Macomb. Peyton Bookwalter now up to the plate. This guy, Jonathan Mayette, wheeling and dealing here for the Monarchs. Wines fires. This pitch misses for ball 1. An error apiece for each team. Kellogg has left 8 on base. Macomb has left 6. Pitch in the zone for strike 1. Again, Cuyahoga and Grand Rapids playing in the game after this one at 2:30 or half an hour after. The 1-1, he went. Bookwalter struck out in his first at-bat. He was knocked in the side of the shoulder by the pitch, but he swung the bat regardless and then grounded out in his second plate appearance. The 1-2 pitch from Mayette. Fouled away. Swung on. Missed. Sent down again by Mayette. Eight strikeouts now for the man on the mound for Macomb. Number 25, Caden Nieto steps up. He's reached in both plate appearances so far. He went there. Oh, 1 count. 4-4 the score here in the fourth. Down in the dirt, the count goes even. Fourth inning work here for Mayette. This one fouled off to the right-hand side. That'll roll down into the dirt unless a couple of Macomb players chasing after it, trying to recover it before it trickles down into the construction zone, and successfully they do. 1-2 pitch. This one chopped. Foul. One-two from Mayette. This one chopped down the third baseline. Miller squares to first, makes the throw in time. Macomb able to get out of that inning. Morehouse, Bookwalter go down swinging. Nieto grounds into a 5-3 play, and we play on here in Jackson in a 4-4 game between the top team in the land and the 22nd ranked team in the land. Kellogg, Macomb Baseball, Region 12. More of it next. Number 38, Evan Morrison will try to kickstart the bats here for Macomb. Following that 1-2-3 inning from Jonathan Mayette to knock down Kellogg in order. The first pitch in there for strike one. For Morrison, he flew out to left field in his first at-bat, but that did drive home a run and then walked in his second plate appearance of this game so far. The pitch. Jenkins still in the pen over there for Kellogg, as that pitch finds the zone for strike two. Top of the fifth here between Macomb and Kellogg. This game, the only matchup in this tournament with two ranked teams. This one grounded, shortstop Ham, throw to Morehouse, in time and on target.
Number 24, Buster Debo.
Buster Debo now up to the plate. Grounded out in his first at-bat, drove home a run off a single in his second. Debo fouls this one back into the netting, shaking the camera a little bit. Oh, 1. The count now here against Debo. In there, strike two. Buster Debo yesterday really got the bats going after a lull for Macomb. They started off real hot, batted around in the first, and then Debo able to plate two home with a single in his second at-bat of the game. Grand Rapids Community College has arrived here to the site at Jackson. They look to take on Cuyahoga in the next game, but right now watching who they could potentially play later on, fouled back by Debo. Looks like could potentially be the Triceratops bus as well, pulling into the parking lot. Getting here roughly 2 hours before the assumed start of their contest this afternoon. The 1-2 pitch. Just missed. Only 3 strikeouts today for Josh Midbow. The redshirt sophomore has had his fair share of struggles on the mound. Hopefully looks to bounce back in a positive direction right here. 1 gone, 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Over to third. Stickler sticks it in the glove for the second out of the inning. Brings up Lachlan Stout.
Number 34, Lachlan Stout.
Reached base in both of his at-bats so far. Singled in his first and reached in a fielder's choice in his second. First pitch. In there. Oh, on the count in this 4-4 game, a competitive first game of day 3. These two teams trying to fight to stay in the winner's bracket. Macomb, a historic season, winning the regular season title in the NJCAA East for the first time outright since '87. Lachlan Stout swinging a miss. They've shared the last 2. They shared it with Henry Ford in 2025. The Hawks earlier in this tournament yesterday. In a late night affair against Cuyahoga, a chippy one, got eliminated. The 1-2 pitch, Lachlan Stout grounds it into the gap between third and short for a base hit into left field. Lachlan Stout stomps his way to first, and we've got a runner on with 2 gone. Here from Macomb to bring up Dom Cavassini. Stout is aboard for the 3rd time in as many tries. Now brings up the left fielder, Dom Cavassini. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Swung on and missed there for Cavassini. The 0-1 count here with 2 gone. A 1 fouled back. Cavassini taking a crack at that one. Triceratops have officially arrived here at the park. 0-2 count, 2 gone. The pitch from Midbow misses the zone. 1-2, trying to wind and fire. This one lifted high into the air. Center fielder Kaharchik tracking, catching in the outfield, and recording the out to get out of the inning. 4-4 the score. Kellogg and Macomb back with more baseball next.
Coming live from the VIP, heard the nightlife, lost life without me. Most fans in the state wanna see by me. The whole city got pissed, heard he got 3. That other rapper got a hit, but shouted he not out. Who set the city on fire soon as he got free? The king back now. Raws don't even know how to act now. Hit the club, strippers getting naked, boy, I sat down. Still ballin', money stacked tall in the shack now. Still push a button to let the roof on the lag down. I'm on the road doing shows, put my Mac down. Mississippi to Philly, Albuquerque to Chat Town. I got the crowd yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. I'm a hot girl yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front to back, they yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Get with other southern rapper hooded than this. I got rich and I'm still in a hooligan clique. You be rapping by blow, I was moving the brick. Talk about shooting out, now we're doing it quick. If I hit you in the face, you gon' be suing me quick. If I catch another case, I know it truly be missed. So I'ma keep a cool head, stay out of the news headlines, and show these other rappers it's bedtime. It's clear to see that I'm ahead of my time. I cop the chromed out, hard top career with a shine. I got some time, they ain't nothing, I get better with time. Who got a flow and a live show better than mine?
Up for Kellogg, number 7, Gavin Inglesman.
Gavin Inglesman up to the plate now for Kellogg. Looks to get things going here in the 5th. Bottom of in Jackson. 4-4 game, competitive one. So every time it feels like Kellogg loads the bases, tries to pop this thing open, Macomb is able to get out of those said situations, and that's why we're tied here 4-4. In there to Inglesman for strikes. 2-1 the count now, 4-4 the score. That one goes low. Another count's 3-1. Hitters count in favor of Inglesman. Inglesman singled in his last at-bat. And he'll take the free pass there. 5-pitch walk as 7 trots over to first. Brings up Tanner Olipa.
Number 1, Tanner Olipa.
Struck out and was hit by a pitch in his first 2 at-bats of the contest. Olipa fouls that one back. Game after this one, elimination game. Raiders or Triceratops will send themselves home if they can't get it done on the scoreboard. Count sits 0-2 from Mayette against the designated hitter Bruin. Winds, fires, this one lifted into left. Chasing, catching is Cavassini. And trotting back to first is Gavin Inglesman. 1 gone.
Number 11, Ricky Ham.
First pitch of the at-bat to Ricky Ham. Misses low. Ham struck out with the bases loaded for Kellogg earlier in this game. He's gone yard in this tournament. Hit a home run to left field earlier yesterday. The throw to second, not completed. Inglesman able to put himself in scoring position. Count sits even. Winds, fires, does the righty. This one lifted, popped to the first baseman. Catch made by Buster Diebel, and keeps Inglesman sticking around at second base. 2 gone in this inning, and Macomb has really settled things down and made it tough for Kellogg to get going here in the most recent couple innings. But it brings up the top of the order. That's always so dangerous for these Bruins. Jake Kaharchik headed to Penn State, trying to help his team earn a victory here. This one swung on, foul tipped back into the glove. Kaharchik has reached base in all 3 at-bats so far. A couple of singles to start things off, and then a fielder's choice in his third. Righty stands tall, grounds this one to Matthews. Relay to first is in time. Kaharchik grounds out to send us forward here in Jackson. Top of the 6th coming up next for the Macomb Bats, as we shall see what they can do here in this Region 12 tournament. Back with more in a moment. Don't go anywhere. New arm on the bump for Kellogg Community College. That's Ty Jenkins. Now making his second appearance of the tournament, both in relief. He relieved Caleb Kidd yesterday. The lefty went 5 innings, and Jenkins comes in. Same situation here for Ty in this matchup. 4-4 game, though. Kellogg had a lead in the game he was playing in prior. As Joshua Midbow's day comes to a close, the future Green Wave player for Tulane through 5 innings, allowed 7 hits, 4 runs. 2 of those were earned, 3 walks, struck out 2, and threw exactly 100 pitches. Swing and a miss there from Brett Leonard. We saw in last night's pitching duel between Tri-C and Henry Ford, both starters there, throw 100 pitches. And the man on the bump for the Triceratops threw 125 and almost went the distance in Cuyahoga's defeat of Henry Ford, which sent the Hawks packing back to Dearborn. Count sits 1-2 on the new arm. Jenkins against Leonard. The pitch misses. For Ty Jenkins this season, the sophomore has played now in 21 total games, a 4-0 win-loss record. All of his appearances have come in relief. He's only pitched 30 innings so far this year. Allowed 23 hits, struck out 23, an ERA of 3.6. Leonard can't get it done as Jenkins 1 up, 1 down to start things off here in the inning.
Number 2, Matthews Jr.
Marvin Matthews Jr. to step up to the plate for the 4th time in this game. Macomb's gone 3 times through the order now, and it brings up the shortstop. Grounded out in his first at-bat, struck out in his second, and then another ground out in his third. Matthews 0 for 3 on the day. Now facing 0-1 count against the sophomore Jenkins. Relievy Ryder grounds it to short. Ham throw to Morehouse in time for the second out. Marvin Matthews' struggles at the plate continue today as he's now 0 for 4. Justin St. Antoine also warming up in the pen now for Kellogg. He came in relief and had a real struggle against GRCC. The 4-run, 2-out rally happened in the 8th inning for Grand Rapids Community College, and that all got started after St. Antoine relieved Jenkins. So a similar situation here for Kellogg. Jenkins relieves, St. Antoine warming up. Nobody in the pen right now for Macomb. So Mayette still wheeling and dealing for the Monarchs. 37-15 on the year is MCC. The 1-1 pitch, swung on, lifted, left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Peyton Rich is aboard for the second time in 4 tries here in this contest.
Number 5, Zach Grindy.
Zach Grindy now up to the plate. He's walked, singled, and struck out swinging in his 3 at-bats so far. Very diverse day at the plate for the right fielder of Macomb. Now has a runner on first with 2 gone here in the 6th. Looks on. Grindy watches the pitch fly right by for the first ball. This one misses again, and now the count goes 2-0 against Grindy. Aiden Miller's on deck. He's 2 for 3 on the day. A couple of knocks and a ground out. Grindy watches that pitch reach the zone for the first strike of the at-bat from Ty Jenkins. Ty Jenkins stands 6'1", Sterling Heights, Michigan native. The pitch swung on and missed. 2-2. The count now sits against Grindy. Jenkins winds, fires. This pitch misses. Count goes full. 6.05 ERA for Ty Jenkins this year. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone, and a runner on first here for the Monarchs in a 4-4 game. Jenkins, the pitch, swung on, chop foul. A little bit of a fake toss back to first, and it's going to be a balk. Scampering to second is Peyton Rich, and now Macomb's got a runner in scoring position as the umpires will get together to discuss. To see whether or not Ty Jenkins illegally moved on the mound. As of now, Peyton Rich stands at second base. Count still full here against Zach Grindy. Call on the field is going to remain the same. They're going to have some conversation here with the Kellogg headman, Eric Lascavy. 20th season with the Bruins. Never had a losing record. 13 conference titles. Dominance from the Bruins of Battle Creek. The 3-2 is grounded up the middle. Second baseman Ingelsman can't make the play. Back to first. This one goes wild. Running home. Will there be a play at the plate? There will not. And Macomb will take the lead. Fielding error for Kellogg may cost them.
Number 8, Aiden Miller.
Monarchs 5. Bruins 4. 2 gone. Runner on first. In Grindy, and Miller pops this one high into the air. Taking the mask off. Looking. This one bounces on top of the press box. No balls, 1 strike. 2 gone. Monarchs trying to keep up with the number 1 team in the land. The pitch, this one grounded up the middle for a base hit. Aiden Miller is aboard. Now there's 2 on for Macomb.
Number 38, Evan Morrison.
Evan Morrison steps up now for Macomb. Lefty today, reached base only once. Flew out to left in his first at-bat, but that did drive home a run. Walked in his second and grounded out in his third. 2 gone here in this one. First pitch of the at-bat is chopped foul. The 0-1 pitch, a bouncer to the shortstop. Toss to Morehouse at first in time. Monarchs are able to take the lead 5-4 here against Kellogg. Some drama brewing in Jackson as the number 1 team in the land finds themselves down by 1 run here in the Region 12 tournament.
And a pitch from Macomb, number 19, Nick Riebschlager.
New arm on the mound for Macomb. It's Nick Riebschlager, the freshman. Now making his 11th appearance of the season. And he'll go against Zach Kaharchik. For Riebschlager this season. 19 total innings pitched, 26 strikeouts, an ERA of 4.26. This count now sits 2-0 against Kaharchik. This Kaharchik is in right for Kellogg. (3-1) the count now against the right fielder for Kellogg. This pitch finds the zone, and the count goes full. Three balls, two strikes. The pitch popped up high into the air. Matthews Jr. calling everybody off, making the grab precariously on the backside of the dirt. Nonetheless, one up, one down in the inning. Kaharchik pops up to the shortstop, Matthews.
Number 23, Stickler.
Jake Stickler has had himself quite the day. Defensively, a couple of nice catches at third. A bullet of a throw down to his catcher to get the lead runner out earlier on in this one when Macomb had the bases loaded, and now in the batter's box. He's 1 for 3 on the day, but his one hit was a 2 RBI, 1 out single. Lefty steps up now and fakes for the 2-0 count against the reliever for the Monarchs. Nick Riebschlager. Only 9 earned runs so far this season, and a 4-pitch walk for Jake Stickler.
Number 8, Morehouse.
Tyler Morehouse, the first baseman, up to the plate for Kellogg. So far, he's struck out in his last 2 at-bats. He walked in his first. 6-pitch walk for Morehouse. Struck out looking in his second at-bat, swinging in his third. And now we sit here with Macomb up by 1 run in this 6th inning. Swung on, grounded, into the gap, and a bouncer into left field. Morehouse gets on base. And there's 2 on, 1 gone here for Kellogg.
Number 28, Vohwinkle.
Peyton Bookwalter up to the plate now. He's 0 for 3 on the day, a couple of strikeouts and a ground out in between the 2 Ks on the scorebook. 5-4, this one grounded up the middle. Can't make the play is Leonard at second. This will be a scoring play for the Bruins. No throw home. In safely is Jake Stickler, and the game is tied.
Number 25, Nieto.
Caden Nieto up to the plate for Kellogg. He's got that rocket of an arm that sits behind the dish defensively for the Bruins. 5-5 the score. 2 runners on, only 1 gone for the #1 team in the land. The pitch swung on and missed. Oh, 1 down in the dirt to even things up. One ball, 1 strike. Kellogg Bruins here making some noise. Caden Nieto trying to put the ball in play and potentially put Kellogg back in the driver's seat. Game's now tied 5-5. Only 1 gone. 2 on. The pitch from Riebschleiger is fouled back into the netting. Two-two pitch, chop foul. Two balls, 2 strikes. Runners on base for Kellogg, toying with Riebschleiger. He hurls, winds, fires, and it misses low. Bruins again with a 46-6 overall record. Masterful stuff in the win-loss column for the Bruins, who hail from Battle Creek. Full count pitch, runners go. This one into the gap for a base hit off the bat of Caden Nieto. 1 run will score. Nieto trying for second. He'll get there. Bruins take the lead.
Number 7, Engelsman.
Conversation at the mound, and it looks like there will be a pitching change for Macomb here as Nick Riebschleiger's day has come to an end. Looks like Connor Hayden will bounce out there to replace him, the sophomore on the bump. Take a look at him and see how he can help Macomb get out of this inning where Kellogg is trying to get hot. Bruins lead 6-5 here in Jackson.
And a pitch for the Monarchs, number 6, Connor Hayden.
I just want to rap. Body out of ya. Shorty got that body out of ya. Hit it once, no time. Side up, fuck, you gon' kill my vibe. Stand on my money, don't know my side. Pick them sides, and you better choose wisely. That's my high. 1, 2, 3, 4, throw up to 5. That's my high. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, throw up to 5.
MC, make another hit.
This ain't what you want. Project, this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
Connor Hayden on the mound now for Macomb, making his 14th appearance of the year. 4-0 record, 27 innings pitched, struck out 28, an ERA of 4.67. Runner on second here for Kellogg. And a 6-5 game now favoring the Bruins. We've gone back and forth here at Jackson College. The pitch shows bunt, pulls back. Bruins have started to make some serious noise. 1-1 after 1. It was 3-2 Kellogg after 2. Game was tied after 3. This one chopped down the first baseline and fair. 1 run will score. Trying for 2. Rounding second. Tripping up on his way is Inglesman. Nonetheless, scampers back safely. And the Bruins have started to pour it on here in this inning as they now lead by 3. Two RBI double for Gavin Inglesman. Tanner Olipa now up to the plate with only still 1 gone in this inning. Kellogg up by 3. The pitch. This one popped into the outfield. That'll get down for a base hit. Rounding third is Inglesman. He's going to come home to score. No play at the plate. And the Bruins score another.
Number 11, Ham.
Ricky Ham up to the plate now for Kellogg. Connor Hayden in relief so far has not been the outing he has expected. Bunt rolls foul. Nine 5 the score. For Connor Hayden. Lefty stands on the mound and faces off against Ricky Ham, who even in the bottom of the order can still slug the bat for Kellogg. He went yard in the game yesterday. Drove home a few runs in the process. The 0-2, did he go? He did. Ham strikes out for the second time today, and it brings up Kaharchik at the top of the order. Ricky Ham's second check swing that went a little too far for a strikeout here in this afternoon's contest.
Number 30, Kaharchik.
And Jake Kaharchik up to the plate now. He's 2 for 4, 2 singles in his first 2 at-bats. He reached in a fielder's choice in his third and grounded out to first in his most recent plate appearance, now in his 5th at-bat here against Hayden. The pitch, in there for strike 1. Oh, 1 roped into left field for another base hit. Kaharchik is aboard. 3 singles today for Jake Kaharchik. He's now 3 for 5, and it brings up his brother with a couple of runners on and 2 gone in this inning. Bruins just keep chipping and chipping away and building their lead. 1 point Macomb held a 4-3 lead, then a 5-4 lead, and now the lead sits 9-5 favoring Kellogg. The pitch to Kaharchik, misses for ball one. This one, Kaharchik fouls back. Nick Stepnick in the bullpen warming up now for Macomb, sophomore. Might make his 10th appearance of the year. The 2-1. This one drifted out to center. Lachlan Stout eyeing it, catching it, corralling it, and making the third out of the inning. Kellogg able to build the lead. 9-5 the score, favoring the Bruins. Monarchs try to respond when we come back. Back here in Jackson, first pitch of the at-bat is grounded off of Jenkins' throw to first. He still got him. Concentration from Ty Jenkins. Lachlan Stout unable to reach base. 9-5 the score, favoring Kellogg here in Jackson. Game 1 of 3 today. Jack Vohwinkle to bring you all the action live from Region 12. There's D-Bull grounding out, so Lachlan Stout now stepping up to the plate for Macomb. 1-0, ripped foul. Ty Jenkins still working in relief. Nobody up in the pen right now for Kellogg. As we've reached the top of the 7th inning in a 9-5 game. The pitch in there. Lachlan Stout, a couple of singles here, and reach in the fielder's choice. He's made it to the bases each time he stepped up to the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes against Lachlan Stout. On deck is Dom Cavassini. And to chip back away, down 9-5, Stout fouls this one back. Two the count. here in Jackson. The pitch. Fouled off again. Ty Jenkins centers himself on the bump with a 4-run lead. Stout awaits the offering. 2-2. Goes awry and the count goes full. Full count offering from Jenkins against the center fielder Lachlan Stout. Swung on and missed. Got him on strikes. He's down swinging. Brings up Dom Cavassini. 2 gone here in the inning. (9-5) the score. Kellogg trying to put away the Monarchs, or will Macomb respond? Cavassini now has a chance to kickstart something for the Monarchs. Left fielder's gone 1 for 3 so far this game. Jenkins winds, fires. Cavassini lifts this one out to left center field. Tracking towards it is Kaharchik, making the grab and ending the inning. Kellogg bats up next. Stick around for more baseball.
I said I need it. This Draco undefeated. It's some black and then I bleed it. Go long. These bullets, he receive it. I can't see it. My wrist look like a snow cone, make her eat it. Once I see her, I give her that dope just like it's Easter. Then I leave her. I can't get caught up. I can't be on cheaters. Look at them people. You know what it is. Go put that dope up for they breaches. Before they breaches, I'ma get out this shit. I'm striking. I'm throwing my heater. Whole lot of money instead of keep coming forever. I'm living my life like a Peter. Dope, boy. I'm straight out the knife. I came up feeling hard. Hell, run. I'm straight from the knife. I went bought me a dime. I jumped out the poacher and bought me a gun. We bought in the jet 'cause my dog got a one. But don't give a fuck with the stick when we gone. Hold up, I said my I cover my guns. Gotta eat on my aim on point. Shooting that Glock, give me pain in my joint. We shoot a 50 round drum, 100 burn. I want 2 thoughts, I want both of they tongues. I know how to handle it, books, I'm a damage. These can't run, we gon' kill everyone. You know where I'm from, give a fuck how you come. Got a stick in the car and it sound like a bomb. I came in with a $1 million worth of cash. Like Bandicoot, we bout to crash. No remorse, I put 5 to your dad. Off the porch, bought a push and I drag. Out the bill in the side. Put up there, how you do the.
First pitch of the at-bat to Jake Stickler is outside and down for ball 1. The second one lifted into center field. Tracking towards it is the center fielder Lachlan Stout, and he makes the grab potentially, or did it get down? It looks like Jake Stickler's going to stick on first as the diving effort from Lachlan Stout results in him having to take a few breathers. He threw his glove in the air like he potentially may have made the catch, but I don't believe that is the case, and now Stout is down in center. Appears to be a lower level injury for Lachlan Stout. Appears he may be okay. He'll stick around in center. And we play on here as Jake Stickler is on first. (9-5) the score. Kellogg here in the 7th. Offense can get hot at any time of the Bruins, and Tyler Morehouse trying to add to the damage done by the #1 team in the land. The pitch. Rolling around in the dirt. One 0 count now. Is this pitch? Stays foul. Monarchs crowd around the ball. No harm as the ball sticks around in foul territory. The count goes 1 ball, 1 strike here against Tyler Morehouse. Morehouse in this game, he walked in his first at-bat, struck out looking, then swinging in his second and third, then singled in his most recent plate appearance. This pitch gets away. Throw to second, goes high. Able to be corralled in the shallow outfield by Lachlan Stout, so only to second goes Jake Stickler. Now he's in the scoring position with nobody gone for Kellogg in a 4-run game. Connor Hayden, lefty, winds, fires, this one low. 3-1 count now for Tyler Morehouse. He's got lots of freedom. Hayden collects, looks back at second. The pitch, in there, strike 2, full count. Full count offering on the way from Hayden. Swung on, chop foul. Next game of this 3-game set here in Jackson. Scheduled to take place around 2:30 p.m. between GRCC and Cuyahoga. Morehouse battles his way and takes first base. 2 walks now for Morehouse on the day, and it brings up Peyton Bookwalter. Bookwalter struck out twice, grounded out once, and singled once here in his plate appearances so far. Now there's 2 runners on for Kellogg, and Bookwalter stands tall. The lefty deals. In there, strike 1. Lefty-lefty matchup between Bookwalter and Hayden. So there is some action in the pen for the Monarchs. Two on, the 0-1 pitch, swung on, lifted, left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit and up against the wall. 1 run will score. Rounding third, trying to make it 2. Safely in there is Morehouse, and Kellogg has advanced the lead 11-5. These Bruins have absolutely no quit and continue to pile it on here in Jackson. Caden Nieto now up to the plate. Still facing off against the lefty Connor Hayden. First pitch outside for ball 1. Nobody gone in this inning. 2 RBI double for Peyton Bookwalter has himself on second. 1-0 the count. The pitch, high. Caden Nieto. So far in this game, he's 3 for 4. RBI singled in his last at-bat. 11-5 the score. Kellogg trying to pull away. This one lifted into center field. Stout backtracking. Can't make the catch in center. Nieto rounds first. He'll try for 2. No play to the plate. And Kellogg continues. It's scoring entourage here in Jackson. 12-5, favoring the Bruins. Back-to-back doubles for Caden Nieto and Peyton Bookwalter. Now the score sits 12-5, still with nobody gone in this inning. Monarchs trying to stop the bleeding here with the lefty. This pitch inside for ball 1. Bruin dugout making some noise. Cuyahoga and GRCC, the winner of that game, awaits the loser here. The pitch in there, strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Lefty looks on, winds, fires outside. Two-two pitch, lifted into left center for another base hit off the bat of a Bruin. The score in safely for Kellogg, and that will do it. The Bruins with an offensive attack for the ages to end this game. And the number 1 team in the land continues to show why they deserve that ranking. Final score 13-5 through 7. The Bruins take it and advance to the championship game tomorrow. And Macomb will play tonight in an elimination game against the winner of Cuyahoga and Grand Rapids. Stick around for more baseball in about an hour, as we've got the Raiders and the Triceratops in a winner-go-home situation here in Jackson. Thanks so much for sticking around all game long. Final score again, Kellogg 13, Macomb 5 is the number 1 team in the land, improves to 47-6 overall and wins their 20th consecutive game. This has been Jack Vohwinkle here in Jackson. We'll be back with more baseball in an hour.
Open the Lamborghini, hoping them crackers steaming like look at that bastard Weezy.